Hello. Well, let me tell you a bit of a tale here. About 30 years or so ago, we were having discussion at home with the family about Encyclopedia Britannica. And my wife was very curious to know how much they actually cost, these Encyclopedia Britannicas. So we rang this number that we had, and we we asked if they could send us any details. No, they didn't send us any details, but they were happy to send a salesman to the house. So an appointment was arranged, and this chap turned up, tall man, and the thing I remember about him, he had a piece of his ear missing on one ear. Not that that had anything to do with it. So we went through this long lecture, this long talk about them, and I thought, well, where are the Encyclopedia Britannicas? So he went out to his car and he brought in this box, and there was one volume of the Encyclopedia Britannica in. And this one, it was a mixture of all things that are in their books. So I think at that time it was about 32 volumes, and as a free thing that you got with it was great books of the world. So that was about another 15 volumes bound. So he put up an easel and he put this demonstration book on, and he had a stick and he was pointing to these various things on it. And I thought, well, we all thought, we don't have a reading problem or other, we can understand this. So we kept trying to find out how much these books were going to cost. Bearing in mind, he said to me, the great books of the world are very handy in case you're called upon, to give a philosophical lecture. Well, I don't tend to be called upon to do those very often. So then he went through the cost of the bindings and so on and so forth, and it was some exorbitant fee. So he said, "Can I use your phone and go to speak to my boss?" It was the old double glazing trick. You probably remember this if you've ever had a firm call years ago. So he came back, and it was still expensive, still rather expensive. Oh, you can have the on finance and blah, 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 blah. Anyway, we didn't go through it, and we bought, just out of curiosity, we bought a set of, I think this was even before eBay. It was like a buy and sell thing. Exchange a mart or something like that, and this person had one, and it was from the 50s. So they were more or less glad to get rid of it, and they delivered it to us at about £5 cost. I can't remember how far away they lived anyway, but they were probably glad to see the back. It was fascinating to read, but at the same time, there was a thing came out called a CED player, which it would show CDs which have like shows and videos on, and they didn't really catch on these things. And also they had the data discs. Now this is one that wasn't for playing on one of those things. This was something that could be played on Windows somewhat later. Brittanica CD 98 multimedia edition, 2 discs in this. In fact, it's falling apart now, so it's not really good, is it? But I never used this. I had to look at friends who had one, and they seemed to be quite impressed with it, but didn't grab me, so we never went ahead. We never bought a set of Encyclopedia Britannicas, but they had all sorts of bindings, if you could have goat skin and whatnot, and the price went up and up and up. Oh, and that was the other thing. You could, if your child had a project at school, you could request information from Encyclopedia Britannica, and they would send you all these notes, etc., to help your child out with one of these school projects. And I think they did that for something like 10 years. That was some deal in the cost of it. But still, so never had an Encyclopedia Britannica, and I have known people who've had them in the house, and they've looked at them a couple of times or so, and they've just taken up wall space or in a specialist bookcase, but certainly not something that we went ahead and spent money on. Okay, I thought you'd be interested in that. I wonder if you've ever had an Encyclopedia Britannica or something very similar, and you've had a similar experience to what we had. Anyway, the one set that we bought in that was from the 1950s, very interesting. I can't remember how we got rid of that in the end. Anyway, I think a paper recycling place took it away. Bye for now. Have a great day, and be sure to look by soon. Tick a like if you've enjoyed this, or even subscribe if you haven't already done so. Bye for now.